it's important for all of us right here and right now to know, and it's important to tell others, that the Rambam never wrote those words. The one line version of those 13 articles of faith that appear in the Siddur, shall we say, Rambam did not write that. That is a not necessarily terribly satisfactory précis put together by someone or other many centuries ago. I'm not sure anybody knows who actually wrote those words. I do not know. If you want to see what the Rambam actually wrote, then you have to go to his Pirush on the Mishnah, Masechet Sanhedrin. It's right there, and he didn't write that version. The mistaken impression that one can receive by reading that particular line in those 13 lines, or 1.5 line versions of those principles, is that one has to wait for the Mashiach, who will and can appear apparently from nowhere, from thin air, at any moment in time. And that's the precise opposite, diametric opposite of what the Rambam himself writes, both there in the Pirush Mishnah and in Mishneh Torah. Everywhere you look, it's exactly not what Rambam writes. That's an important point to make. So we should not attribute to the Rambam something which he did not write or think, when in fact he writes and thinks the opposite. Another thing I would mention is that seeing that Chabad, as you mentioned, is very much in evidence where you are. Without being obnoxious or in your face about it, you can definitely challenge Chabad and people who go to Chabad and ask them that question. You talk about the Mashiach. Well, how does it happen according to you? Where does this event? How does it come into play? How does it enter the real world? And you ask if you ask those kinds of questions, you rapidly discover they don't really know, and it's just it's just a very childish and fantastic approach to a very serious subject. And that is a point that you can make to many people. The difference between our approach and Chabad is that, and the Rambam's approach is that it is all a question of how much the Jewish people understand what it is they're supposed to do, and how much they actually, how successfully they actually get down to doing something about it in a practical, real world, historical sense.
Mm.
That I think is one of the most important points to make to people, and it also will serve to put Chabad on the defensive to some extent.
Thank you, Rabbi Bar-Hayim. We would like to encourage our viewers to share these videos with friends and send in your responses. We would also like to suggest the following opportunity to our viewers. If you identify with Rabbi Bar-Hayim's message and would like to sponsor or dedicate a video interview with the rabbi in honor or memory of a loved one, if you would like to obtain Birkon Nusach Eretz Yisrael or invite the rabbi for a speaking engagement, please email us at office@machonshilo.org. If you are inspired by Rabbi Bar-Hayim's message and would like to get involved in Torah Eretz Yisrael activities in your local area, please fill out the relevant form by going to the link which appears on the screen.